we gather round for the halftime chat. Old friends cracking jokes and talking stats, from life's little games to the greatest plays, love and the stories from the old glory days. With Philly's heart and coach's cheer, we break it down every moment, dear. Life is a team and we've got the plan. Sports, love, and laughter, that's who we am.
Peace and blessings, everyone. The dynamic duo is back. So really excited and appreciate everyone tapping in for another episode of the Halftime Coaching Adjustment Show, episode number 38. Man, we are grooving it. We are moving and grooving, bro.
Sorry about not being around for 2 weeks. I ain't been getting home till late, man. 8 o'clock at night, I am spent. I'm just tired. I'll be puppy dog.
I feel you, bro. I mean, hey, life happens for all of us. You know it's happened with me too. So,
It's kind of funny. Everybody's like, why ain't he been on? I'm like, I really have a job before this, I got a job. And my job, I'm peaceful. I'm just salary. So they just ride me until shoot, I die. They don't. It ain't like a 9-to-5 job with me. Construction's never 9 to 5. It just keeps going.
Exactly. So, appreciate everyone tapping in. Make sure you guys hit that like button for Halftime, Coach Ed, the Aboriginal Sports Network, as well as the Hardcore Sports Network. All that information is there in the description, man. So sub up, get notified. Make sure you guys comment. Let us know, what's going on with you guys too. You're part of the family. So let me check into the chat real quick. Victor, dancing to the intro music. So but a lot we got going on in the sports world. So and we have the question of the day. So I have a nice one, real simple. So but let's get into, the topics of today. And I'm going to start with the orange and blue skies. So far, let's both of us give our thoughts and chat. Let us know your thoughts on the final so far. So, but how impressed have you been with the Knicks so far at halftime?
I am been super impressed. I mean, I thought the Spurs were going to be like, really with them, but the Knicks got another gear. They just have that. This is what I mean when I say another gear. You can sit there. The Spurs could be winning, and the Spurs are sitting back. I mean, the Knicks are sitting back like, wait a minute, it ain't over yet. All right, guys, let's turn it up another notch. And that's what I mean when I say another gear. When you think the Knicks are done and they're out and they don't have no more energy, they have the other energy. They kick in this other gear. That's what I'm always talking about. And that's what you watch what the Knicks do. They're all over the place. And then you have Brunson. He sits back when you need him. He's there, and when he don't always have to be the main eye, because you got Hart, you got Robertson, you got all them guys. It's like, all right, he can play back, and then when you need him, then you have to worry about him. It's that you got a full team there.
And that's
why I thought you guys were going to do it last year, but you guys got hurt. You guys got hurt. I thought you should have went all the way last year. But I was wrong on last year, but I was a year behind. I'm a year.
Well,
Too early.
since you went there,
I like
you
that.
don't
That
feel
was cool.
you don't feel vindicated, man, because whether it's a year late, you did say the Knicks are going to get to the finals.
Yeah.
And let's be real. Let's be real. Honestly, the injuries last year impacted them, so they could have been there last year. So injuries are a part of all sports. We all know that. So
Yep.
it's not you know, in a sense, it's not a viable excuse. But hey, let's be real. Like the Knicks this year, they have been healthy for the most part. So
Yep.
when they have their full squad, you see the type of team. So it could have been 2 years in a row that they went back to back. But let's be real. You don't feel vindicated, bro?
I do, but it would have been way better if it actually happened the year I called it. It was because of the injuries. And I said that. I said if they didn't have the injury bug last year, I feel they would have went all the way. I even bet on it, coach. That's how I believe the Knicks were that good. And yeah, you're right. They could have been back to back.
Yeah.
Right now.
I mean, well, being in myself, let me throw in my point. Yeah, I am impressed with the Knicks. I'm a fan, but in the same token, I'm impressed with this playoff run. For them to basically, after 2 1-point losses to Atlanta, going down 2-1 to Atlanta, and then turning up, like you said, turning on another gear, and then basically annihilating everyone else in the East, just totally annihilating them. And then you get to the finals, and all I kept hearing about in the finals, well, whether they play Oklahoma City or San Antonio, it's a different level. Well, now kudos to San Antonio. For the most part, offensively, New York hasn't been as dominant as they have been, but New York's defense has also stepped up. So that's a factor.
They're handling Wemby.
Well, he broke out in the second half yesterday because he
Yeah.
ended up with 29 points. So,
Yeah,
and that's kind of
you can't you're not going to shut him down. You just got to maintain him, and that's
exactly
what they're doing.
Well, San Antonio's youth is a factor, and part of that goes into the next question. Can New York close out the series with a sweep now that it's back at MSG? I will say this: in every place that I've been, I was on Cave's show, and he asked me, and I said it's going to be a gentleman's sweep. The Knicks will win in 5. I said it on Heart of the City. I said the Knicks will win in 5. But what about you? I mean, do you think they can close it out and win it in 4?
I think it'd be a gentleman's sweep. I don't think it's going to be a sweep. I think it's going to be a gentleman's sweep. I think they're going to do it in 5.
Okay.
But,
Mm-hmm.
I did say that, I thought the Spurs were going to, beat the Knicks because the Knicks have been just sweeping everybody. And I thought too much rest for them was going to hurt them. And I thought that's what was going to hurt them. But no, it didn't hurt them. A lot of teams, if they have too much rest, it hurts them. And you see that sometimes. And it didn't happen. So, yeah, I think the Knicks are going to win in a sweep. Not a sweep, a gentleman's sweep. They're going to win in 5.
Yeah, Arku says the same thing.
They're going to win 1 game.
What's up, Vic? Arku, he says I have them in 5. Well, Victor, Game 5 is actually in San Antonio. So if they win it, it'll be in San Antonio because it's now back to the 2-2-1-1-1. So it's not the 2-3-2 anymore. So because it was like that for a while. So because if it was that, it's definite. So Arku says he feels things are getting into Wemby's head. Yeah, I mean, let's be real, guys. They're a young team.
Wemby's young, so yeah.
I mean, Wemby's, 22. Dylan Harper's is 20. I think Castle is 20. So they're a young team. So it look, did I expect, like I said, I expected to be 5 games. And when you step up to that stage, it's bigger and you're playing with grown men,
Yeah.
so that's a big factor. So, which goes to my next question. What can Wemby do to lead the Spurs to a turnaround? What do you think he can do to help lead this team?
I think he's doing everything he can.
Okay.
I think he's putting it all out there. He's doing everything he can. I don't think he can do. I mean, how much more can you ask from his? I mean, he's like you said, he's 22 years old. How much more can you ask? You're leaning everything on him. How much more can you ask for this man? Everybody else is going to have to, step up and help him out a little bit more.
Well, guess what? When you are now the proclaimed face of the league, or everyone is saying he's going to be, or this is the next step for him to be the face of the league. I'm sorry. Guess what? Yeah, everyone else has to step up. But that's why I said lead. That's why the question is about what can he do to lead the Spurs? So, and that means to help motivate his guys and push his guys, to the next level. The Castle, the Dylan Harpers, the Fox, even though Fox is a veteran, for me, it's really it's not just his scoring, but he has to be dominant defensively.
Right.
He has to really up it, because here's the one thing that I have noticed: the Knicks are not afraid of him; they're taking it to him.
Yes.
So guess what? You gotta step up, bro, and you gotta tell him, well, yeah, I embrace that. Bring it, but I'm giving it right back to you guys. So, let me see. Victor says that team is young. They're not supposed to be here. Yeah, they're a year ahead to what everyone says. Pinehawk says, as a Sixers fan, this is going to hurt. So yes, but in the same token, if the Knicks win, at least you can always say, look, we lost to the eventual champion, and look what they're doing so far. So if the Knicks were to win, if the Knicks were to win in 5, that to me shuts down, because that all I kept hearing about is, oh, the West is better, they're better teams. And if you go and win in 4 or 5 games against the Spurs, Becky Hammond, you can't win with a small guard. Draymond Green, prove me wrong. Well,
yeah,
bro, guess what? What's the next excuse? Oh, well, San Antonio was young. You beat up on a bunch of young kids. Well, San Antonio dethroned the NBA the last year's champion in Game 7 on their court. You can't use that excuse anymore.
How bad do you think that, the Knicks are talking smack to Wemby?
I don't think they're
trying to get him riled up and trying to get him not focused.
Oops, sorry, hold on.
You know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah. No, I don't think they're talking smack. They're using their game to get at him. They really are. Their game. Lou, what's up, Lou? Thanks for tapping in, bro.
It's good, Lou.
They're using their game more so, like Karl Anthony Towns, when he had that one dunk and he turned around and screamed. He's not talking trash to him. He's just saying, look, this is a grown man. I drove right past you and dunked it. And then OG, when he went from the baseline, from the corner down the baseline with Wemby behind, and went up and dunked it, and Wemby was right there. He was right there. So that's what they're doing. They're getting in his head. I will admit that. This is what I forgot to do. Sorry, guys. I need to put this on. They're getting in his head in that regard. So, which is, look, as a competitor, that's what you're supposed to do. Rasheen, what's up, Coach Ed? The young thing to me is not in it. Yeah, he got a few years in. Magic helped. Yes, exactly. Magic led the way when Kareem was done. back in the day. I totally agree with you. That's why.
Yep.
That's one of the reasons why I was always a Magic Johnson fan. So we having a block party. I said, there you go, bro.
There you go.
There you go. You know, we having a block party. So, but as far as Wemby, what he can do, like I said, you know, he defensively, he got to step up to the challenge. And I will say, like in the huddle, he is imploring his guys. So to your point earlier, you said the other guys have to step up. Yes, they do. They do. I'm not going to diminish that. You know, I was thinking Dylan Harper was going to be consistent and probably getting a 20 piece out there in both games. Now, he started good, but you know, it didn't. Now, some of this, I'm going to be honest, I am questioning some of the coaching. Coach is young. This is his first time at the big stage, you know. So, and it's the same thing with Mike Brown when he first came out with Cleveland. You know, you know, and they made it to the finals, but they lost. You know, he's young, and this whole organization is young. I am overall impressed with San Antonio for what they've done, but you know, Wemby defensively, he has to dominate. You know, literally in a sense, shut down the paint. He has to totally shut down the paint. You know, you can't let Brunson come into the paint sometimes and, you know, get his up and under moves. You know, yeah, you got to be there. And he should be getting 5 to 7 blocks a game. I know that's high expectations, but that's what I'm talking about. You want to be the face? You know, MJ, back in the day, now he wasn't getting blocks, but what was he doing? He was getting steals. You know, he was getting deflections. You know, he was being a problem in that manner. So, and that's what Wemby has to do in terms of stepping up. So, Charles, what's up, man? Thank you for tapping in, brother. Appreciate that. That's right. Everyone hit that like button. Appreciate you. Okay, buddy. You are 2 lanes away from the chip. Congrats. Hey, look, I appreciate the congrats, but last night I did a tweet. I said, it ain't over. And it's not.
Ain't over yet.
They can come back. Honestly, they can come back. In all fairness, they can come back and win 4 straight. Then we're going to be having a different discussion. Now, is the expectation on the Knicks now? Yes. You know, but we'll see. Great. Nick says, great to see you back halftime.
Yeah, I've been working my ass off, Nick. I've been working the 8 o'clock at night. I'm spent. I'm tired. I got my ass whooped for 2 weeks. I'm good on going to work now. I'm like, yo, I don't need another Saturday. I'm good. I put my time in.
Hey, there's that cha-ching, though, bro. But
I'm
not
salary, Coach. I get paid the same if I don't work, if I do work. Right.
Well, okay.
That's what sucks.
I feel you, bro. I feel. Nimmer says Knicks in 4. Blue, if Torts and Carter Hart win and the Knicks win, it's going to be hard for us. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true.
And Hart's the guy that's really making it hard. You know, he's stepped up huge for the Knicks.
Okay, Nick. I think you were a little bit late because I actually had this. I made this up for halftime. So yeah.
I still love it. It's so good.
He said it last year. We know it. So I'm with you, bro. You know, he is a year late. So doing well. Thanks. I appreciate you, Charles, for being here, man, as always. So remember 26 Dallas won the first 2 in the yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Yeah. So, you know, you can't just say it's there. Now, I'm probably going to be more inclined to say it's done if they win on Monday.
Yes.
So
you can say if they win on Monday and they're 0-3, then it's over.
Yeah. If Josh Hart is the heart, no pun intended, and the soul of the Knicks, halftime loves those offensive and defensive rebounds.
Yeah. Listen, that's it. How do you think you win a game? You got to get the rebounds.
Exactly. Right, Nimar, we definitely have to win game 3. The Canes won game 2, though. Should be a great run. Yeah, we're going to get to the hockey in a little bit. I do have stuff for that, too. So the Knicks really have to go hard in game 3 because if they don't, it gets exactly, Rasheem.
Yes.
And look, it's going to be in MSG. That's the biggest thing. It's home. So like I said earlier, can they close it out? Can they close it out in 4? And that's the big look, man. I mean, already ticket prices they're talking about is $13,000, and that's for the upper deck.
I heard it was freaking 1,200. Now it's 13.
It jumped, bro. It's been jumping like crazy. I've
crazy.
even heard the floor seats right there on the side in center court is like $200,000. I'm like, ooh, the MSG and the league is getting paid off of this. And look, let's be real. This is why the league wants teams like New York, LA, Boston, because the value goes up and everyone tunes in. I mean, let's be real. That's what happens. Lou says, Nick, we could have drafted all those Nova guys to the Sixers, but we went for. Think about this. I'm sorry, Sixers fans.
Here's Coach going to slap the Sixers fans in the face now. Go on, Coach.
Didn't y'all draft Mikal Bridges? Y'all drafted Mikal Bridges, though. You had him in your hand, and you traded him.
Smack right in the face.
And his mom's, of all things, his mom's works for the Sixers.
His mom works for the Sixers. And they drafted him that night. She was happy because he's a Sixer, and they traded him away.
Yes. So now the other two,
Coach, it's okay.
Yeah. Nah, I'm not slapping you in the face. I only said that because Lou put this up. Lou put this up, not me. I wasn't even thinking about that. Lou put it. We could have drafted. Well, technically, you did draft one of them. You drafted the guy sitting there right over Brunson's left shoulder. So, and Josh Hart, who went to the Lakers. Yeah, you could have had him. So, MSG is going to be wild on Monday. It's going to be wild Monday and Wednesday, no matter what. So, prices they're insane. Yeah. So, plus, let's be real. It's not about politics. What I'm about ready to say, but you're going to have Donald Trump there. So, all of that is elevating everything. So, and that just starts it. So, the rich keep getting richer. Yeah, we know that. I remember when I used to pay $35. Bro, who you telling? Who you telling, bro? I remember those days. So, the Sixers are an unserious organization. Halftime we had. Oh yeah, y'all have Shamit too. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. So Mitch does say that. So
I was waiting for you to keep on mentioning it. I mean, ain't there 3 guys on the New York Knicks that were on the Sixers? I thought it was great.
It's Shamit and Mikal Bridges, who you drafted.
I thought it was. Oh wait. Yaba is gone, so never mind.
Oh yeah, Yabusele is gone. We traded him.
Yaba is gone. On my bad.
Yeah. No. I got you. Yeah, technically you were right because he did start the season with us. So
right.
The Sixers are pathetic. Just call it what it is. True, the value goes up, but the NBA does too much trying to rig. Look, don't get me started about rigging of the games. I think I have something. Hold on. Let me. Yep. I have it all queued up too. Let me close all this down first. So, and it's Jiminy Cricket, Edward. Here it goes. Share screen. Let me go to share. I swear my hands are like the worst thing on earth. So we're going to listen to this little rant.
It's
and see, I've heard from other people who say it's fixed for the Knicks. Well, okay. Here we go.
So now that I've cooled down, I want to talk about a few plays from this game that really fucking drove me nuts. So Knicks are up 11, 6 minutes left in the third quarter. I want you to see who calls this foul on Karl Anthony Towns. First of all, they call it so late. But check this out. It's not the ref right here. It's not the ref right here. It's Tony Brothers from fucking 40 feet away who calls the foul after Wemby misses the shot. So Towns has 3 fouls now. Very next possession, I couldn't fucking believe this. They get Towns for this ticky-tacky shit. How do you call a fourth foul on somebody in
That's
the
on
NBA
Castle.
Finals on this?
Yeah, but Towns got a foul on Towns too.
He
I
had to
mean,
sit
you
the rest
could
of the third quarter.
Oh,
By
play.
the way,
I mean, there's a-
next play right
You could've went
here.
either way.
They
Let me hear it. I can't hear what you're saying. Go ahead.
You could have went either way on that foul.
The initial phase was on Castle, because if we go back and we could take a look, let me see, where is it? Yeah, right here.
Right there. His arm was underneath
Now
his other
look.
arm.
No, see right here, Castle is behind him, right?
Yes.
How do
Watch
you
what
call?
now Castle is grabbing him. You see his right
Yeah.
hand
He
on
got his
Towns'
arm. He
chest,
got his right arm under his.
and then he's reaching around.
Balance.
Now look, his left hand,
Now his left arm is reaching around him.
yes, and now
And
he's
that's what they
scooping
call.
up.
They call the chicken choke
The NBA
on
Finals
Towns.
on next.
Exactly.
Are you fucking me? He had to sit the rest of the third quarter. By the way, next play
And
right
here's-
here.
This one is the most egregious one. I'm going to be honest. This is the most egregious one for me.
They called this a technical foul. A technical foul on Mitch Robinson? You want to call double technical? Sure. You want to warn both of them? Sure. But Wemby pushes
That's not a foul.
No,
That's not a foul.
That's a foul on Wemby. That's not a foul
him right
on
here,
Robinson.
and you give Mitch a technical.
But that shows you.
How is
That
that-
shows you they're going to try to protect Wemby,
Mhm.
and he's the face
of the
the
league.
NBA.
Exactly.
Possible. If the Mitchell Robinson play
No, this
is a technical, then this one has to be one.
watch this.
First of all, this is the same dumb pencil neck ref that called the foul on Robinson. And then Fox pushes
Thank you. That
Bridges right in front of his eyes. Like, if you call one on Mitch, that has to be one.
and that right there is what just that's why when people say, "Oh, it's fixed for the Knicks," are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Seriously? They're fixing it for the Knicks, but you see right there, and here's the thing, because on Knicks Twitter we've been talking about this. This is one thing: when Tony Brothers is reffing the Spurs, do you know they said the record is 14-2 that the Spurs win, 14-2.
I do hate.
And then
when
he
those referees, they got side bets going on.
but it's fixed for the Knicks. And then here's the other thing: when Tony Brothers, this is why Knicks fans hate Tony Brothers. They said when he referees the Knicks games, the Knicks win 2 games, and this is before this game yesterday. But the Knicks win 2 games and they lost, I believe it was 9 games. So I just say when people try to hit me with that or it's fixed, no, spare me with that, because right there, that's evidence, and that's why I'm a coach that always says my eyes don't lie to me. That's a foul. Those are foul. And let's be real. During the course of the game, the way they were hand checking Brunson, you mean to tell me you're not calling that BS? But you were ticky-tacking with New York. It's true, Coach. I was pissed when they traded Bridges. So many bad moves by the Sixers. The process led to the Celtics and the Knicks title. Okay, there we go. Cowboys on the Bills. Yeah, we got that. Oops, wrong one. Hale Bridges has been excellent. Josh Hart's played a lot better in Madison Square. Oh, and yeah, and one last little dig to the Philly fans. Don't forget, not only did they play at Villanova, I know Brunson was born in New Brunswick, New Jersey, but his early part of his life, he grew up in South Jersey, which is why he's an Eagles fan. And Josh Hart is from Delaware, and Mikael Bridges is from Philly himself. So yeah, you had them in your own backyard. So but hey, we give them love, and if you can make, as they say, if you can make it in New York, you can make it anywhere. So halftime, which is the Sixers play defense as well as the Knicks.
That ain't a lie. That's straight up. Yeah. I cannot stand the way the Sixers play defense.
Got you.
And these fans are like, well, that's how you play defense. I'm like, no, it ain't. I play basketball. I might got kicked out a lot of goddamn games, but you don't play like that. You don't leave people wide the fuck open.
No, you don't. So Nimar, Tony Brothers, yeah, he almost did. Watching all sports and watching the NBA my entire Adam Silver's refs, trying to rig games. Lou, I'm with you. Deep down, hates the Sixers. I don't think he hates the Sixers. It's disappointment. Yeah,
I love when Charles Barkley was here. I love bringing Iverson. I love the Sixers. It's just I don't like how the ownership and the general managers and the coaches run this organization. When you're sitting there and letting Embiid, you sign him to a big contract, knowing he has a serious injury. I don't care what anybody says, does not make sense. You should have traded him. Should have got rid of him, got something for him. You could have got 5 first-round draft picks.
Hey, bro.
And now you can't get nothing for him.
I understand, bro. It sucks. Look, don't forget, I'm a Knicks fan. These last 26 years have been not 26, roughly before Brunson got here. So I know some people say 26, but I'm gonna say 22 years, 23 years, because Brunson's been here 4 years. So they actually tried to put their finger on the scale. Scott Forster is literally called the extent, because he sends. Yes, he does. Yep. Lou, yes, he does. I don't think the NBA is NBA. No, it's not that scripted, but I would say pro sports in a sense of reality TV, because they want to script certain things they want to create content to draw people in, because it's about the money.
They got to try to.
So
they got to try to make drama. They got to try to make a storyline. So in that kind of way, yes, but they got to try to make it, hey, this is a game to watch. Like if there's bad blood between the Lakers and the Knicks, or if it's the Spurs or whatever it is, the bad blood, they're going to try to put that out there because it's must-watch TV. That's all they're trying to do.
Yeah, and Lou, you said it best. He's a marketing guy. He wants to make it entertaining for the casual, because that's really what it boils down to. There are diehards like most of us, but then there's casuals who you want to bring in, because in the end, it's about their entertainment and them spending their money. And people don't want to spend their money on a product that, you know what, if you go back to the 90s, a lot of fans are not going to be fans of it because it's too tough. It's too restrictive. I'm old school. You come across the middle, I'm putting a forearm into your chest. That's the old school way. Nowadays, which I understand, they want players to run through the lane and not have to deal with that and not really have to fight. And you know what? I get it. Look, I'm not a basketball. I have no athletic ability as a basketball player except being physical. That was my game. That was me. I'll take charges.
I was the physical one.
I will push you. I'm gonna grab you. I'm gonna throw my elbow at you. All that stuff. Where in today's game, I can't do that. I can't do the way I used to play. So I get it. I get it.
That's what I was. I was more physical. Like they sent me in there. They're like, I was just more the defense guy. I broke somebody's nose. I didn't mean to, but I broke somebody's nose. I shattered it. He was out of the game, and I'm like, all right, you got kicked out halftime. Just shattered his nose, but guess what? You made your team weaker.
There you go.
Hey, what do you want from me?
Lou wants to know, how do you feel about Adam Silver?
I think he sucks, but I can't stand him.
Well, I will say this. Kudos to him because he's an Ivy League guy. So being an Ivy League guy, it's all about his brains and thinking, and it's okay. But it ain't about.
He's got it going on. I can't stand him, but
no. I mean, look, I'm more like David Stern. I'm not gonna lie to you. I miss him. God rest his soul. He was tough. But he's old school. It's not a foul. I'm not surprised how they're calling the past 2 games. Plus, they were in. Yeah, it's not right, but home field advantage. They will get. Yeah. Let's see how it's called in New York. We're gonna get to the Phillies in a little bit, Vic. We're gonna talk it because I was looking at all that. And he's a really bad. Yeah, him and Tony brothers. I can't stand them. Knicks deserve to be there. In my opinion, the rest is not just from the Knicks run. It's mostly about how they officiate. James and the Lakers double the. Yeah,
well,
I mean, look, yes,
he's a crybaby, and he wins a lot of his foul calls just because he cries because he's LeBron James.
Look, I will say this:
He's going to start doing the same shit. Embiid does it. Like all of these guys,
they all do. Yeah, they do it. I will say this, okay? When I heard that the Knicks did not get a foul call, go to the free throw line until 2:37 left in the fourth quarter, in the second half, they didn't get any the opportunity at the free throw line. That tells me everything I need to know. Because remember, the Knicks were up 12 points at one point, and that was in the second half, and they're not getting any calls to go to the free throw. No. That's a problem. That to me says you really are skewing it because you don't want them. Because I'm going to be honest, they were afraid of where we are right now, that the Knicks might end up putting this series out in 4 games, because that also means you're not making money for 3 other games.
Right.
It's about money. Let's not kid ourselves. It's about the money. That's really what it's about.
Think about it. $13,000 per ticket. Yeah, it's about the money.
Yeah. The Knicks, we have developed Mitchell and Deuce. I will say that. They didn't really fully develop all the other young talent we had under Tibbs. Brown is doing a better job, but look, let's be real. You say the Sixers trade everyone away. Well, the Knicks traded for Mikal Bridges. They traded for Josh Hart. They traded for OG. They traded for Towns. So, the Knicks are traded. Everyone does it. It's just a matter of situation. Everyone makes trades, but, it's what you do. Look, Mikal Bridges, Knicks Nation, up until this series, the last couple of series, I've been killing Mikal Bridges because you gave away all those picks to Brooklyn of all teams and pick swaps. So my point being, everyone does trades. It's what do you do to maximize?
You didn't like that trade when it first happened, right, Coach?
No. I was I wanted to see, and it wasn't. This is the Mikal Bridges I was thinking and hoping for, and but now he's getting there. So,
but if you would have won 2 championships like this, if it went back to back, you'd be
change
happy.
The whole narrative. Yeah, of course. But
since you got injured, you didn't get it.
Yeah. Now, look. If we're on the verge of winning that championship, everyone, Stephen A. Smith, everyone I know, even Nets fans, the Nets fans I know, okay, you can talk all you want, But in the end, the Knicks won, or in position to win the championship. So that's really what it boils down. I
They
think the
went and
Knicks
got the right
deserve to be there.
pieces.
The Knicks overall, not my opinion on the refs is an overall NBA opinion, not about this series. No, that's fair. Yeah, I agreed, Lou, that a lot of it is across the board. In what the reason why I was also showing that video and talking about that, because there are people I know personally who think it's skewed for the Knicks. And I'm saying that you can't say that. They're going to skew it. If you want to say they skew it for stars more so, LeBron James, Wemby, Anthony Edwards, Brunson, SGA. Look, okay, that's fine. That's a fair argument. But when people make the argument, oh, you're skewing it for the Knicks, you're skewing it for the top teams. No, because I've seen Cooper Flag get some calls too.
Yeah.
Let's be real. You skew it towards your stars because that's your moneymaker.
Yeah. They all get all the stars. Doesn't matter what sport it is, they all get their calls.
He hates the Sixers more than anything in the world. Okay. Okay, Nick. So in other words, if you rate the teams,
Philadelphia are a bunch of cheerleaders. I will say that. Like, even though we're being our team is not doing that good, our fans will be like, oh no, we're going all the way or something. Like, there's some fans out there, not all Sixers fans, not all Philadelphia fans are like that. There's just some out there on YouTube that do it. That drives me crazy.
Rasheen, I agree with you. Basketball as a whole, they're trying to change it. And I get it why. It's not football. It's not hockey. It's not boxing where it's extremely physical. I get it. But there's still some level of physicality in sports.
You still got to be physical.
Yeah, you can't.
That bump, that arm push, you got to be some physicality. You can't just sit here and not do it.
Exactly. Mike Brown, Mitchell Robinson, Wemby, perfectly locked in, playing excellent defense. I love when Mike Brown, Mitchell, listened. Oh, yeah, he talked about that. Coach in 99 did Spurs. No, it was 4-1. The Spurs won it 4-1. So, look, the Knicks may return the favor, but if they won it in 4, that might top that one. Now kudos to the Spurs. You did go on to win 5. So I gotta give that organization, Matt, much respect. Much respect. I can't crap on. Look, they've done what they needed to do. So, gotta in the hot dogs. Get ready. Have a great show. If you are on later, okay, no problem. Yeah, we'll be here.
I'll be streaming the baseball game later.
Coach Halftime is far from a cheerleader. He will call it. No, I know that. That's why I love him. He's straightforward. And he calls it the way it's supposed to be. So, but we spent a good amount of time on the NBA. So, we got to go to another.
Congratulations to the Knicks and the fans. Here's a Sixer fan saying congratulations to y'all. I'm glad y'all going to win your chip. I'll just sit here and just cry about Embiid falling again.
Well, we're going to get on to the hockey now, the other championship.
Oh, my God, here we go.
But here, look, what to watch for. I was reading this article on ESPN. Here it is. And I highlighted something, okay? What to watch for in Game 3. And it surprised me. It says the winner of Game 3 in the best-of-7 series tied 1-1. Has gone on to win the series 67% of the time in Stanley Cup history, a 250 to 126 record, including 6-2 this year. In the Stanley Cup Finals, the winner of Game 3 in that scenario has gone on to win 77% of the time. 24-7 is the series record. Did you know that, Halftime?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so this tells me, in terms of this game is the magnitude and of this whole series has gone up. I'm like, wow, it's different from a lot of other sports, So, and that what that's telling me is it doesn't matter if you're the home team or the road team. If you in game 3, you have a high percentage of winning the series. And to go even further, it says the Hurricanes have a 7-6 record when tied 1-1, including one win in this year, while the Golden Knights have a 9-4 record when tied 1-1, including 2-0 this year. So right now, that's telling me it's a high percentage that chance of the Golden Knights winning, and it's in Vegas, if I'm not correct, right?
And it's in Vegas, I believe.
Yeah, so that's gonna take it up. And the last thing I wanted to touch on before we start talking is, if one team goes up by multiple goals, do not turn the game off. Both teams have a multi-goal comeback victory this series, and this is the first time since Game 3 and 4 of the 1942 Cup Final that there were consecutive multi-goal comebacks with one by each team. So it's telling me, one, this game is really that more
important.
It's that much more important. And just because somebody goes up by multiple games doesn't mean it's over, because you had, the casual fan like me who might tune in probably would have said, oh, if it's up, they're up 2 scores, I'm like, all right, it's over with. No, as a casual fan, it's going to keep you in. But go ahead.
Last game went in overtime. It was
okay.
4-3.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't want Vegas to win. I hate freaking John Tortorella. He's the coach. And I don't like Carter Hart because he was a Flyer and he went freaking on a goddamn cruise and started doing some crazy shit. Vegas is going to win, and it's going to slap me in the face.
But it's
really going to be hard. It's really going to be hard to deal with John Tortorella. We getting rid of John Tortorella. Him coming late in the season and for the friggin' Vegas Knights and becoming a coach and saying, "Oh, look, I changed it all around and we won a Stanley Cup." And I can't stand that coach.
What is it about him that you don't like?
Huh?
What is about him, the coach, that you don't like?
He's just old school. And the way he does it now, he just like, if you don't do it his way, and he don't try to find a, halfway point. He'll bench everybody just to prove a point, his point's right. And I just can't stand him as a coach.
So he's my way before the highway type.
Yeah, it's his way or highway.
Gotcha.
And he shouldn't even be a coach right now. He should be a goddamn commentator.
And
where he was, but Golden Knight fired their coach and picked him up.
Got you. Rasheen says he's a casual hockey fan, and would this be Vegas's first cup if they win it?
No.
Okay.
They have won the cup before.
I know Carolina won. I believe Carolina won it before also.
Carolina won it
okay.
Before. I think it was last year, wasn't it?
No, I thought
Carolina
it was.
Won it. In a couple 2 years ago, maybe. And then Vegas won it too. They both won the cup.
Florida won it last year, the Panthers. That's right.
That's what it was, the Panthers.
Yeah, I remember it was a Florida, because I was like, oh, damn, a Florida team wins a hockey? Because you don't think.
Vegas has won the cup.
Okay. So.
But they went and got the best players off of every team. They were a new franchise, so they got to pick out of all the teams a great player.
Gotcha.
So,
well, what's one strength for each team, and what's one detriment that you could say for each team that the other team could capitalize? Starting with the strength, What's the strength for Carolina?
Coach, both teams are really, really fast.
Okay.
And they're really physical. This
Okay.
is a great Stanley Cup. Don't get me wrong. If you guys want to watch some hard hitting sport right now and fast, you got to watch this Stanley Cup because both teams are fast, both teams are physical, and the goalies. You're like, how did that dude get from one post to the other that fast? And what a crazy save that was! I mean, both goalies are great. I mean, I've been watching and it's been outstanding. I'm like, damn, this is why the Flyers ain't ready yet, because how fast and physical these two teams are. And I'm a big Flyers fan, and like I always say, we're not the bullies that we were before. We're not as physical. These two teams are physical. These two teams are way faster and physical. You're like, and they have that other gear, both of them. So I can't knock one or knock the other. They're both great teams. I do think Vegas is going to win the Stanley Cup, but it's been just mind-blowing how great these teams are.
Well, what's one thing that, say, for Carolina, that they could take advantage of on Vegas and vice versa, where that Vegas can take advantage of on Carolina?
I think there are other lines. So you got line 1, line 2, line 3, and line 4. I think their lines are stronger than Vegas.
Okay, and what about with Vegas? What would they take advantage of Carolina on then?
Their goalie, their defense.
Okay.
Their defense and their goalie. They don't, like I always say, get it out of your zone. Don't let a team set up where they can have the perfect shot. And Vegas don't let that happen.
Okay. See, and that's
but I think Hurricanes' lines are stronger.
Okay, that's something that we needed to know. There was somebody asked a question about hockey earlier.
I do think Vegas is going to win it. Just because I don't like John Tortorella.
Okay, yeah, there it is. Canes 1, game 2, those should be a good game 3. That's what it was. Okay, yeah, all right, that's what it was. I knew somebody had said something about hockey earlier.
Right.
So, and I know somebody asked about the Phillies, but anything else you want to add on about the NHL championship?
Nah, like I said, if you want to really watch some hard hitting, some fighting, some being physical, tune into the fucking Stanley Cup, because this one is a real physical one.
Yeah, what's up, Leaf? You missed the Orange and Skies talk earlier. I know you're going to come late because you don't want to deal with that. So I get it. Being he's a Nets fan and he can't stand the Knicks, so I'm not going to rehash that anymore. So, but right now we're going to go ahead and move on to the next phase, which is actually the question of the day, and it's going to be, I didn't get to show it to you before we got on, but it's a good one.
Okay.
And the question of the day is, what does success mean to you? Could be anything. Could be in sports, your personal life. It doesn't matter. What does success mean to you?
Well, that is a good one. It's just accomplishing something that, maybe you didn't think you can accomplish. So that's what it means to me. You had success in something you didn't think you couldn't accomplish.
That's a good point. Excellent point. Yeah, that's true. So and that could be anything. So
that could be your marriage. That could be like you going and hit the damn lottery. It can go any which way you want.
No, exactly. So, and I agree with you. So this is why I say I found success in so many different ways, but one of the ones that, of course, my children, and my family, it's a given. I mean, without them, there is no success for Coach Ed. I don't care about being a coach or anything else, but overall, like for me, it started with educate. It always starts with education with me. As a kid, when I was in Catholic school, they used to call my mother and they used to say, Mrs. Gladney, Edward is an outstanding student, nothing but A's, but he's always just daydreaming out the window. And, my parents try and talk to me and, I tried, but, and then when they pulled us out of Catholic school and sent us to public school, number one, I was 3 grades ahead academically. So I'm getting in school and I'm not gonna lie to you, in high school, when I started, I was getting C's, D's, F's after nothing but A's and B's. And I used to really frustrate my father because all my tests, every last one of them, nothing but A's and B's. And he's like, why? But what we had come to find out later is I needed AP classes. Like when they put me in a high school as a freshman and they're giving me algebra 1, I had that 3 grades ago. I'm like, literally, I mean, you're giving me something that I had in the 6th grade, so I'm bored, so right. And then of course when I went to college and I'm playing ball, it's a new experience. I'm chasing the girls, I'm chasing the cheerleaders, not really focused, low grades, then I got my girl pregnant, so you go on with life. But later on, I went to school, back to school, did it online, graduated with high honors. And because of those grades, I even got into Rutgers for my master's program. And I sat there and I thought about it. And I even said it to my mom. I'm like, Ma, I mean, it just seems so easy. And she said it. You just needed to focus. He's like, you could be successful at anything you wanted to do. You just have to put your mind to it. So it's, for me, it's in terms of academics, it's, you focus, put your mind to it. But when you do that, you can do anything. It's also a little bit of luck. I needed that. I needed the right situation because back in the 80s, I'm sorry, bless you, it's the early 80s. Sorry, it's that I'm being real. They didn't have the academic push that you have now. It's just, you go in and you find your way. Where if I stayed in Catholic school, I think it would have been different because my mother and I talk about it all the time. Leaf says, to me, success is building a family foundation, relationship in lifetime, teaching, community unification. That's an excellent success right there. Yeah. Like, and I know everyone always puts it about money. Money is the key factor.
Money's the king now. Like, let's be honest.
But
money is king.
Yeah, but it skews the narrative because it makes it seem like if you have money, it's success. I know people who have money and they ain't successful. Sorry, just because you got money doesn't mean you an success.
When you're broke and you're poor and you're struggling.
Yeah,
but I mean? It's like, okay, you get a little bit of success, but you're like, sometimes people look at the guy in the sky and say, yo, why can't you just cut me a break?
No, I get it. Money makes things easier because you can purchase things or whatever. But sometimes people don't understand you got to work hard for what you get in life.
You work hard, it's not hard. You're not working hard enough, it feels.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is I don't put money as the end all be all, so, and I know people who do put money as the number one factor to be successful, where I'm saying success is about, like you, bro. I know you talk about money, but you with your family, that's the success I'm talking about. You put your family first. Yes, you want to get the money to take care of them, but you're going to drop.
I'm doing. I'm working friggin' 85 hours a week. Why am I working 85 hours a week? To get the money.
But you're doing it for what's the reason why? For your
I'm doing
family.
it for my family, but guess what?
Thank you.
I still got
That's
to make the money.
no, I get that, but what I'm saying is
The
there are
money,
people.
you know why? Because if you don't go get the money, you're living in a box on the street.
Okay, if you're homeless, does that mean? But you have the person you love with, and you're out there. You both are out there working, and you're trying. You're trying to do what's right and make the money. You're not out there going to a life of crime, but you have each other. You don't think that's success? Just
No,
because you're living on the streets?
no, I think you failed. You gave up.
Nah, I disagree with you.
No, you're
No,
right.
but see, situations dictate.
I get the situations.
That's why I said
Everybody's situation's way different.
yes. Oh, wait a minute. Let me touch right. To me, it's living, not just surviving. Healthy family, old and young, learning to appreciate what has already been accomplished, but not settle and keep moving forward. That's
Yep,
fair.
I like that.
But for example, me, I'm disabled. You know, but I know that I've been successful. I've been successful in business. I've been successful in education. I've been successful as a family man. But look, do I live off of disability right now? Yeah, I paid into it first and foremost. So
You
I don't
paid
hear
into
no.
it, Coach. You
Huh?
worked for it. You worked
Yeah,
for
no,
it.
no, no, no. I get
Paid
that.
into it.
But what I'm getting at is, look, I don't have a whole lot of money. I do what I got to do to get by, and I get where you're coming from. What I'm getting at is there are people that will even just turn their back on their family to make money, and I'm like, no, you
No,
don't do that.
that's different. No,
Yeah,
that's different. If you're gonna turn your back on family because you're making money, that's
thank you,
different.
thank you, and that's my point. So, but yes, you do. I understand that you want to get money to purchase things, and you want to purchase a house, a car, put food on the table, clothes on your back. I
You got
get
to
all
put
that.
food on the table, and
Yeah,
that's what you got to do. Your
that part I
family,
get. I get. I get
and
that.
if
I
say
get that.
like even if you say like you don't say like your mother and you don't have the father figure
Mm-hmm.
in the family, your
Mm-hmm.
mother's working hard because she has to put a
Mm-hmm.
roof over your head to have
Mm-hmm.
family.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so and then like when you grow up, what do you have to do? You learn the hard way. Your dad teaches you, hey, you
Mm-hmm.
got to go fight and go struggle and go to work and start making a
Mm-hmm.
buck. Doesn't matter how you
Mm-hmm.
make it. If you have to
Mm-hmm.
go sell flowers on the highway, if you got to sell pretzels, whatever it is, you got to do it. It's a struggle, yes, but it's all about the money.
No, that part I get.
Everybody's out here and they're all trying to make a buck.
But see, you say it's all about the money, where I'm not. I'm saying it's not about the money because sometimes you don't have the money. You could have happiness just by having the love of your life sitting right next to you, sitting down on the couch, a beat up old couch, looking at an old ratty TV, but you two are sitting there, loving up under each other. And to me, that's success. Yes, money is a given. I get where you're going with that, and I'm not poo-pooing it
I'm just a
completely, but
construction guy. I just,
yeah,
you know what I
I
mean?
get
I
it.
just
I
work.
get it. I get it. So
I
yeah,
don't get me wrong. If I didn't have to go to work anymore, I would.
See, exactly.
Listen, if I didn't have to go to work anymore, I wouldn't. My freaking
Please,
body is broken, bruised, and beat the hell up. I wouldn't be
you
there.
amen it. You said that too, coming when we first came on. So I give it to you. There, you're consistent there. The relations you build and work in the work world and climbing this land to provide generational wealth, health, and growth for your family, foundation, your union, your support system, and everything and everyone that you hold on to high regard. The resources that you have obtained will continue for all that is important in your life. No, I agree with you. That's why I look, I don't got money. I admit it, I don't. But I know I'm richer beyond anything the money can give me because of my children and my grandchild and my family. And like for that right now, my middle daughter is moving to Houston, Texas with her fiance. and they want me to come live with them.
Nice.
They get a house, and they're like, look, you don't have to worry about anything, coach. Dad, her fiance calls me coach, sorry. But he's like, you can come, be there when we have our kids, you can be around because they see how I am. He sees how I am with my granddaughter. So he knows, I'm very supportive of family. But that's the point I'm making. That's success. Yeah, money is a given. I get it. And it plays a role. It plays a factor.
I know the
But
money is root of all evil. And how some people would look at it, it's the money is root of all evil. But it's got, yes. Guess what, Nick? You got to get a job and go to work, baby.
yeah, no.
You always got to have money in your pocket. You don't have money, guess what? You're hurting.
He says, you're Mr. Krabs. He called you Mr. Krabs.
He called me Mr. Krabs. Everybody, don't go to work no more. Let's see how you turn out.
He went, no, Mr. Krabs. Money.
Hey, I'm just speaking facts.
No, I get you. Yes, no.
I'm just speaking facts. Y'all don't go to work no more. Y'all just go sit here and don't get no more money. Y'all gonna struggle, and you're gonna be like, damn, I can't get me a friggin' cheeseburger.
Rasheen, respect, because I'm right there with you, bro. Because look, I remember back in the days when I was out in the streets doing my dirt, and thank God for, God rest her soul, for Capucine. I mean, because we had a child, and yeah, she knew. I mean, when she knew I was out there making money, in that regard, and she said to me point blank, if you want to see your daughter, leave the streets alone. And she said point blank, and she said, don't even touch that money, because she knew I could have taken $25,000 and put it in my pocket and walked away. And this was back in the early 90s. So, the money would have been, it's big back then. And the next day, because she knew how I was about my family. And you know what I did the next day? I went and got a job at McDonald's. Yeah, and making $100, a little bit over $100 a week. But you know what? I didn't have to look over my shoulders, and I'm proud of that. I'm proud of that fact. I'm proud of having her. That to me is the success I'm talking about. You have somebody who cares for you enough. Get away from the streets, because like Rasheen is saying, I could have ended up dead or in prison.
Right.
And look, I'm pushing 60, and I know plenty of people I went to high school with, I went to school with, and they're dead, gone, strung out on drugs or in prison. So no, I don't. I appreciate that, Rasheen. Respect to you, for making this far, man. He's a real Mr. Krabs.
He's a real Mr. Krabs. But like, to be honest with you, like, this is I'm gonna give you a little story about my parents. My dad used to be a roofer, and he also used to work in Philadelphia. It was called Bud Company. He used to work and build Ford car doors, right? My mom graduated college, and she was a stay-at-home mom. She had 7 kids. She brought people from the streets that were homeless. And she got them an education, got them their degree, and got them a job, and got them on their feet. I mean, that's what if my mom did all that just for a complete stranger. Didn't know her. Now, like if you go to the town, around my mom's way, everybody still knows my mother and my father and what they did for people that were homeless. And that's what it was. It was homeless people where they didn't have a house, didn't have clothes on their back. And that's what my mom did. And then and I see some of these people now. It's like, oh my God, you're there? And they're like, yeah, if it wasn't for your parents and it wasn't for your mom, I'd probably be dead or in prison because, you know what I mean? I would be robbing people. But my parents actually did that kind of stuff. That's why I said it's always about the money. That's why I go like that.
No, I get it. I get it. But and you know what? I'm being very literal. That's my thing. Like my kids call me Captain Literal. And when I hear it's all about the money, no, it's not about the money. The money is a key part. But to you, it's about love, family, and support. Yeah. That's really what it is. That's the success. The money part, yes, it contributes and helps and gives you, the things you need to survive in this world. Like, bro, if it was all about the money, believe you me, you be pushing millions trying to push for billions. No. It's not about the money. It's not about the money. It's about survival and providing just a roof over your family's head, food on the table, clothes on your kids.
If I can get millions, boy, I'll tell you, I'll be the first one to tell you, I retire.
Yes, we all would. I get that, but my point being though, when you look at the two, it's not all about the money. It's not. It's about your family. It's about being there, being a protector, a provider for your family. Money helps, but believe me, bro,
you are a protector. That's how you are the provider.
It's not all. See, the key word is all about. It's not all about. You're using the money as a tool. You're in construction. It's like whether using a hammer, a screwdriver, whatever, getting wood or whatever, brick, whatever. Money is a tool, but it's not all about the money. It's all about your family, and that's where you're successful. I get it. Yes, and I know what you're saying.
I'm telling you now, it's all about the money too.
I get it, bro. I get it. What's up, Blaze? What's up, my brother? Man, I appreciate you. Buddy? I appreciate you. Wait a minute. I have to do it. Wait a minute. Where the hell did it go? Hey, Blaze. I think you. Did you just say is getting? No, that's not what I said. I didn't say it's about getting wood. I was talking about wood, hammers, nails as a tool. I didn't talk about getting wood.
You got wood?
Wait a minute, Blaze. I think you're going to like this one. Wait a minute. 1, 2, 3.
I like it, but damn.
Yeah, I know you like that.
I wish it was last year, though. I'll be honest.
I know.
It would have been better if it was last year.
Yeah, success in life is deeply personal and subjective. No, we know that. Look, I'm not saying Halftime is wrong, and I know he's not saying I'm wrong. It's subjective. It's an ongoing journey of life.
Everybody's opinion. But yeah, Coach is right too. Your family does. Y'all got to stick up for your family. No, I get that.
Exactly.
And Coach, you're right. You're 100% right.
Yeah. And Blaze is right with this too. When he says it's about aligning your daily actions with your core values. It definitely is. Because what you believe, you're going to follow through. Let's be real. There are people out there that believe living in the street and hustling is the right way to go, no matter what. All right. And they live their life. Now, I don't agree with it. That's your life. They still follow through with that, and that's their core values. And we can all sit here and say that's not a good core value, but all right. Great topic, great question of the day. So right now we're going to baseball, and we're going to talk a little bit about the Yankees and the Phillies, where they are right now. So let me pull up the standings with baseball. And I'll start out. Here we go. All right. And as I'm always going to start with the National League. The Phillies actually 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, they're in the 5th spot in the National League. And they are, let me see, they're 8-2 over their last 10. They're on a 4-game winning streak.
Yeah.
You know, and then for a while they were under 500, and right now they're what, 5 games over 500. I mean, what's your thoughts on how the Phillies are doing right now?
To be honest with you, we played the Dodgers, and we won one game against the Dodgers. Did not think we were going to win any game with them, but you know, we played the Padres.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Padres suck. And that's just going to be, you're up over 5 games because of the Padres. You're a 500 team. That's what the Phillies are.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then, you know, we're going to start playing the Dodgers and you know what I mean? We're going to play friggin' other teams and they're going to just hand us our ass. You won because you've been playing bad teams. You beat the White Sox. The damn White Sox. You're gonna throw a party over beating the White Sox? You know, you beat the Padres. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you're winning. Because you're beating bad teams.
But what does that say about the National League overall if you're saying that the majority of their wins are against bad teams when they're in the 5th spot in the National League?
That's the struggle of it. Like, look at the Atlanta Braves right now, which I didn't think I thought the Atlanta Braves were going to struggle because they always are injured. And that's the only reason why I said the Braves, they have that injury bug every year. So, but with the Phillies, they're just a 500 team. I know everybody keeps on saying, look at the Phillies, they're doing good, they're doing good. It's because of them playing bad teams. Not playing winning teams. That's why the Dodgers just beat you. That's why, you know what I mean? When you start playing against better teams, you're going to lose. You're just a 500 team. You're a 500 team. It's just mediocre right now.
But who are the better teams in the National League? Because right now, based on your argument, what you were saying, that's who? The Braves, the Dodgers, the Brewers, and the Cardinals.
Brewers. I mean, you'll see the Diamondbacks come up. You'll see the Cubs come up. You'll see these teams come up. You know what I mean? You're going to see teams come up. But it's just the Phillies are just a 500 team. They just got rid of their manager. And I don't think they're not going to light it up. The Nationals, you'll see the Nationals. I think the Nationals will beat us. You know what I mean? I think we're going to drop. You know, but that's just me. I'm hoping we don't drop down too far. I mean, coach, at one given time, you know how bad we were this year? The Mets were better than us. We had to get rid of a manager to actually, because the team quit on the manager.
But doesn't that also mean that, okay, if they quit on the manager and you brought in a new manager who's helped this team improve? Because I remember you talking about that, and y'all remember the change, and now you guys are winning. But doesn't that also mean that there's talent and this is a good team? Now, if you want to argue that they're not...
You always knew there's talent there. Problem is the talent is not always hitting. The bats are not showing up. And when they show up on bad teams. Against the Padres, the White Sox.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yes.
The only time we start hitting, we're home run or bust. If we ain't hit home runs, we're not winning the game. They don't know how to play small ball. And it's fucking baseball, god damn it. But guess what? You got to call it small ball because nobody understands anything. Like, they can't get friggin'. They just can't get shit going on. Like, Harper starts hitting home runs. Everybody's like, oh, Harper's back. Garcia hit 2 home runs. He had like his ERA was 86. He had 2 home runs tonight. They're like, oh, look at Garcia. His hitting has changed. Garcia sucks, but he played the White Sox and he hit 2 home runs.
But don't you have that outstanding
I mean,
pitcher?
Marsh is the best hitter. Here you go. Marsh is fucking dominant in the hitting. He's your best hitter.
Yeah, Schwarber's at 23 home runs, 40 RBIs. Harper's at OBP of 369. And Marsh has 68 hits. Let's take a look here. I wanted to get average. Here we go. This is what I was looking for.
Like Garcia is probably the weak link on the Phillies. Even he hit 2 home runs last night.
Yeah, Garcia is 204. Where's the home run? His home runs is right here. He has 43 hits. Home runs. Here it is. Garcia has.
He ain't got no 43 home runs.
He has 6 home runs. Yeah, he has 6 home runs.
He just hit 2
18 ribbies.
Night.
Yeah. Okay. Slugging percentage is 333. Okay, I got you. I see where you're going.
He's a weak link on this team. But I mean, there's still talent. Turner's a talent. It's just when he wants to hit, can he start hitting? That's what they got to find out. They got to find out when these guys are going to start coming out of the slump that they're in. And if you're only going to hit when you play a bad team like the White Sox or the Padres, and we're screwed, blued, and tattooed.
And here's your pitchers.
Now, pitchers are fine.
For ERA.
The pitchers are fine. The starting pitching is fine for the Phillies. And that's what keeps you in a lot of the games.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for.
Coach, when the bats can't hit and there's no runs and there's a shutout in the 4th inning, that's a problem. When you're paying Harper all this money, you're paying Turner all this money, you're paying everybody all this money, and you can't get a run in 5 innings, and they got a shutout, there's no hitting going on or nothing, they got a no-hitter going on, that's a problem for the Phillies.
So
you're the Phillies pitchers are helping. Keeps us in the games until we get to the bullpen.
Let's clear this out. So let's get back to the batting, which is what you're talking about. So yeah, I see what you're saying too. Harper's 265, Schwarber 246. So yeah, they're hitting home runs, 23 and 14 respectively, but you're really not getting much. Let me see, RBIs 36 and 40. So your slugging percentage 369. I'm sorry, 511 and 596. So I get what you're saying. Let me see.
But yeah, like
walks.
I mean, like, but that's small ball. What you're looking at is for small ball. We don't do it. We don't even bunt, Coach. We don't bunt. Even the friggin' Yankees will throw out a bunt once in a while. I mean, not much, but they do.
No, I got you. I understand what you're saying.
They know how to, I call it placement hitting. Where, hey, all you got to do is put it over the infield's head. But put it in a certain spot where the outfielder can't get it and the infielder can't get it. And that's placement hitting. Phillies can't do that. It's home run or bust. That's all they do is swing for the fence.
Hmm. Okay.
And then I'm not like knocking the Phillies. They're just struggling, and it's you. Like I always say, Coach.
What
If you keep
what I'm
on putting
taking
the
from what
same product out there and looking for a different result, what do you have? Insanity. That's the definition of insanity. What the Phillies are doing. You're putting the same product out there over and over again, and thinking it's going to change.
No, I get you, and I can't argue with that, disagree with you. I mean, yeah, you always have to make some adjustments and and see what you can do with your players. So, I mean, what I'm taking from what you're saying, ultimately, because you're looking at the ultimate goal, which is to compete for a World Series.
Right.
And when you're saying they're bad, is they're not in position to compete for a championship. They'll
Right.
probably make the playoffs, which okay, fine.
I don't think they'll make the playoffs this year, but if they
Mhm.
make it, they're one and done. When
So
I say they're bad, they're not World Series or
yes,
going
exactly.
in deep into the playoff bound. I'm not saying they're dreadful. You know what I mean? They're not the White Sox. They're not the Colorado Rockies. You know what I mean? They're not dreadful.
No, I
But
got you.
if you think you're going to keep on putting the same product out there and think with this team you're going to keep on winning, you still got a chance to win the World Series, that's insanity. It's the definition of insanity. What the Phillies are doing.
Yankees overall. Yeah, the Yankees are pretty much they're coming across the same as the Phillies in a sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rice is, having a good season at 305, 18 home runs, but in terms of average, Bellinger is the next one who's closest, and let's see, Rice is at 305, while Bellinger's at 269, and Goldschmidt's at 268, and then Aaron Judge is at 248. 17 home runs, but now he's out, and he's going to be out for a few weeks. So, it changes the whole dynamics of this roster, and but like I said, with the Yankees, in terms of the American League, I think they're a half a game, even though they're in second place in their division, they are what, a half a game out? Let's see batting. Clearly. Here we go. Yeah, they're a game and a half from the overall record in the American League behind Tampa Bay. But they're in second place in the division. And yeah, the Guardians are 36 and 29, while the Yankees are 37 and 26. Now, to your argument about losing to good teams, yeah, that seems to be the issue with the Yankees, because NYG talked about it on Wednesday. At that time, he said the Yankees are against good teams are 3-10. So, which talks about if you make the playoffs, you're going to be a one and done type of a team.
And that's what the Phillies are.
Yeah,
Exactly what the Phillies are. If they make the playoffs. And that's an if. I don't think the Phillies even make the playoffs.
But that's why I asked you about the come on. That's why I asked you in terms of I think they can make the playoffs based on the National League. Look at where they're at. They're at the 5th spot. They're second in their division.
Yeah, but there's still a lot of baseball left.
No, I get all that. But if I look at how they started, changing the coach to what they're doing right now, the last 10, they're 8-2. I'm saying they're trending to improve, and they're going to be competitive. Now, you want to make the argument that they're not a championship contending team. That's fair. But I'm saying, because you said, if they make the playoffs, they're going to be one and done. But if I'm looking at the overall landscape of the National League, I think maybe they have a possibility, because are they that much better? I mean, are they that far behind the Brewers or the Cardinals? are they in the same range as the Nationals and the Cubs that you said
I
are
think
going to
I really do think the Diamondbacks
Mhm.
and the Cubs are going to go on a big winning streak,
Okay.
and then that's going to drop Philly. But
Mhm,
I mean,
mhm,
that's why I said there's so much baseball left. You know what I
mhm,
mean?
mhm, mhm.
And if you're saying it now, if you're saying it now, yeah, the Phillies could sneak into the playoffs.
Mhm, mhm.
But since there's so much baseball left, I think these guys that you're looking at, like the Reds, the Reds beat us,
Mhm, mhm,
handed our ass.
mhm, mhm, mhm.
The Nationals beat us. They're going to beat us. The Cubs, they're going to beat us.
Mhm.
These teams and they're at what? Cubs
Uh,
are what 30?
$33 and
They
31,
are right
and
with Philly right now.
they're literally what, a game and a half behind the
Yeah,
Phillies.
they're right with Philly right now. Soon as these guys start going on a winning streak, because
Mhm.
San Diego sucks. Just what it is. I mean, we beat San Diego, we beat the Pirates, and we beat San Diego again. Now we're playing the White Sox. The reason why we're here over a little bit over 500 is because of the bad teams we're playing right now.
Okay.
The Padres suck. The Pirates, I still think they're a good team, but we beat them. And then
Mhm,
now you played the Padres again. You beat them again.
mhm.
Now you got to play the White Sox. You're going to beat them because the White Sox suck. The only
Huh?
reason why you got a 4-game winning streak because you played bad teams. These
Okay.
other teams, when they start playing bad teams, guess what? They're going to pass us.
Okay. I mean, I get what you're saying, and like you talk about the Padres, because I remember for a minute the Padres were on par with the Dodgers, but they're 1-9 over the last 10.
Yeah.
So that goes to what you're saying, that they're not a good
I
team.
don't
So
think the Padres are a good team. I really don't. But I mean, they're right. Like even the Pirates are right with us.
no, I get it, and I see that, and that's why it's like you said, it's still a lot of baseball to play, and we all get that, and I
I
understand,
mean, we're
but
not even halfway there yet.
but in the same time, halftime, you made the change. So if you take away the start and you go with this current manager, if you look at the amount of wins that he's gotten right now, then that's telling me this team is still a good team. Now, are they championship contender? That's left to be decided. But if I take a look at what this, and you're saying they played the teams that are not good squads, okay, that's fair.
Yes.
But you're supposed to, you can't dictate who you play. You can make the same argument in the NBA, the playoffs, about the Knicks.
No,
The Knicks
you're right.
are on bad teams, but now
You're
look at what
right.
they're doing to
But
San
other
Antonio.
teams didn't play them bad teams yet.
No, but what I'm saying is, as a team, you can't control who you play. You just got to go out and beat them, and that just helps you rise. Now, when you play the good teams, are you can you come away with wins at a certain point in time? And that's what
Sure.
I'm looking at, because based on when you do this managerial change, if he's getting the best out of the talent that you have on this roster, because ultimately that's what it's about. What is this talent? And if you have good talent, okay, you're saying they can't compete for a
But
championship.
like this is what I'm saying. If you would have went and said halftime, we just got you a left fielder, right? That
Mm-hmm.
is a right-handed bat.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I say, whoa. First of all, how good's the bat? You know what I mean? But
Mm-hmm.
all right,
Mm-hmm.
that helps. We don't
Mm-hmm.
have a left fielder. Do you know, Coach, we have 3 catchers on the team. They put Stubbs in left field because of morale boost. He's trying to play third base. Now they try to get him to play freaking second base. Then they try to get him to play first base. This is the issue. I got a catcher. They're trying to spread him around like he's freaking Mike Smith. Like his bat ain't even that good. You know what I mean? So give me a player out there in left field. Get me another bat, a right-handed bat, please.
That's what's confusing me. If Marshall is your left fielder and he's hitting 332, but you said you don't have a left fielder, that's
right.
He's
because they spread him around. He plays left field. He plays center. Marsh is playing everything.
I got you.
You need another left fielder when Marsh is not playing left field. When he's playing center, use your left fielder. They're putting Stubbs out there. They is a catcher.
No, I got what you're saying, and you're looking for somebody who can supplement for Marsh because I'm looking at he's played 58 games.
Right-handed bat.
Okay,
we need a right-handed bat.
Now we're talking about something even more as opposed to the position. You're looking just for the player. Okay, and I got it. And that's why, like, when I'm looking at this, I'm like, okay, well, Marsh has played 58 games. How many of them has he played at left field? Okay, that's fair. Now, if you're telling me out of 58 games, 18 of them, let's say for argument's sake, he hasn't played in left field. So
he played like center or he had the day off.
No, but what I'm getting at is I'm looking at the amount of times he has played in left field. Then what you're saying is you want a left fielder, maybe a right-handed hitting left fielder to play for him when he either has to play in center field or he takes a day off or has a day off. I get you. So, and that's fine. I got what you're saying. So it's just, okay, but I'm looking at overall the talent. That's why I go back to the manager. If the manager is, since he's taken charge, has helped to elevate these guys, this team might be better than you're giving them credit for. I get it.
Bowman hitting worth a damn. And he's the left baseman. He's the third baseman.
Okay, but that's one player. What about everyone else? Everyone else, because I'm going through, because again, the Phillies started bad, but now they're 5 games over 500.
Yes.
If you had this manager to start the season, could this team be in position to play with Atlanta and the Dodgers? That's really what I'm looking at.
I get all right. My only thing would be, I don't think I think we'd be better off if he was the manager in the beginning, because you wouldn't have had the players go on strike. Connie, because that's what they did. They said, "Hey, you fire Rob, or we don't play baseball."
But that goes into the argument. Then you do have a good squad, and the question becomes, are you? And that's what I'm saying. If you were up there with Atlanta and the Dodgers right now, and you had this manager from the beginning, they made the change before the season started, would you be feeling like, this team sucks, or would you be saying there's a possibility that we can really compete and keep going?
I would have been saying, great move. This would have been a possibility of a different change.
Then if that's the case, then this manager right now, you have to give him the full season, the rest of the season, to see can he get the Phillies in position to compete.
Definitely. You definitely got to give him the rest of the season. You can't go get nobody else.
No, I don't mean it like that. But what I'm saying is you give him to the rest of the season because now he could really, based on, okay, maybe you do get into the playoffs. You do sneak into the playoffs. But if they were winning for him and they were playing for him, guess what? You might be a tough team for one of the top teams to face. And guess what? You might take it to them and you might beat them. So I get it. I get where you're going. They don't play the small ball. You want a right-handed hitter, to give your left fielder a break. I get all of that. But what I'm looking at overall, this manager the guy who's your manager right now has this team playing, and if he keeps pushing, whether you're playing bad teams or good teams, because now, yes, like you said, when you're playing the good teams, by the end of the season, if you have a bad record against the bad team, I mean the good teams, then okay, your argument holds merit. But
Right.
if you sit here and tell me, okay, well, let's just say he's 45 and 35 against the good teams, just for argument's sake.
Okay.
Well, if he's 45 and 35, that's an opportunity that, you know what, he might be able to get. And based on the fact that you guys started abysmally, and now you get up to 40 and 35 against good teams, and you're competing and you're playing with them, then it's like, okay, you have a chance.
Right.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. There is a chance.
I get where you're coming from now.
Yeah. So
to me, like, I just see there's so much where we're hurting that it's like ain't gonna happen. Like, you need a left fielder, you need a right back, a right-handed bat that actually can do something. You know?
Yeah. No, I get you. I get you. Look, you're not the Yankees. That's all I'm gonna say. You're not the Yankees right now. Aaron Judge is going for. And they're going to only re-image him in 4 to 6 weeks. Re-image, so he could be out longer.
Oh, he could be out longer.
Yeah. So, and he has a rib fracture, so that could also hurt them. Now he's not, per se. Bless you. He's Aaron Judge, so he gets respect. But in the same token, he's not the Aaron Judge that we really would think that he should be, because Ben Rice is doing everything for this team right now. Aaron Judge in terms of average is middle of the pack on this team. Okay, he got 17 home runs. He's right behind Ben Rice. But everything else, when I just looked at it, it was just like, it's okay. So in the American League, it's not that strong. You can make that argument in comparison to the National League. So, you could sit here and say they're going to get to the World Series, but will they get swept by the Braves, the Dodgers, whoever else is there? They got beat up by the Brewers. Like, they're not winning against good teams. So the manager of the Phillies, that's Donnie freaking. Oh, okay. I forgot about that.
Yeah, it was
Don Manley. So yeah. So
everybody loves Don Manley.
Yeah, no.
That's why I was excited when they signed him here. I'm like, well, he's your new manager, but they didn't get rid of Rob. And then the players went on strike. That hurt us.
Well, look, right now, still early. We still have enough time. We're just going to see.
We're not even halfway yet.
Look, I forgot it was Don Manley, so it's me. So, look, kill me. I forgot. I won't forget it going forward.
Say his
Don
name.
Manley. Yeah, he wants to sing Destiny's Child to me. Okay. Okay. But we'll see what happens.
Say my name.
There you go. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to start talking some football before we start really getting out of here. So, and we're going to start with, one of the big trades, and we're going to start with the A.J. Brown trade. How will it impact the Eagles' season for you? How do you think it will impact them?
I think it's going to hurt us. Like I said, I was the only one on the mountain with this. I didn't think he was going to get traded. I thought they were going to fix it at that, they're going to keep him and he wasn't going to go nowhere. And I thought they were going to actually, fix the situation. Why do we have Philadelphia always has to be the team that has a problem with the quarterback and the wide receiver? Always. We got T.O. and McNabb. They got they got to go cry to each other and have little tit-tat friggin' fights. And then, the story came out, A.J. Brown is mad at Hassan Riddick. How do I say it in a nice way? He's with the massage therapist riding the same merry-go-round. Well, somebody needs to tell AJ Brown, you guess what? Even Robert Kraft's riding that merry-go-round. So guess what? What are you going to do? Cry about that one? And I don't get it. Like, if you want to ride on, even if they want to sit here and cry about it, like, he's crying about somebody riding on a merry-go-round. Riddick and him riding on the same merry-go-round. And I'm trying to say this in the nicest way. You know what I mean?
You got kids. We got it.
Like, what are we doing, AJ? AJ Brown, what are we doing? You got married, but you're upset that somebody's riding the same merry-go-round as you on your side piece. What are we doing, dude? There's a line of 35 guys riding that freaking roller coaster. You ain't the only one. You ain't going to be the only one. And you're going to stop your feet and cry like a little bitch. Oh, my God. I can't stand these stories that come out.
I will say this. It will have an effect. And, you'll see defenses because when you had A.J. Brown out there, you probably roll your coverages a little bit more to A.J. Brown. But now they'll roll it to Devontae Smith. So it's going to force your other receivers. Someone's going to have to step up. So the question is, how much better or worse overall is the Eagles wide receiver room now that you have Brown gone? And I said, how? It's who needs to step up.
Well, it's the double team that A.J. Brown always took on. Now they don't have to nobody has to double team the Philadelphia Eagles. Now they're going to double team Devontae Smith. Can he handle that double team? You know what I mean? All the time? No. Now, I know everybody likes Lemon, but he's a slot receiver. I know everybody says he does the physical stuff, but he's 5'10".
Again, that's the question. Who's going to be that big body receiver that AJ Brown was?
That's what I'm saying. Who's going to be my big body? Because AJ Brown was the big body, the double team guy, the more physical guy. I get it. I get Lemon's a physical guy, but he's 5'10".
But here's a question now, because here's where teams are also, you guys as well as teams in the league need to think about, because now you can rely on your tight end. Can you rely more on your tight ends? Because you also got the tight end, I believe, from Vanderbilt, right?
Right.
So he can play that in a sense, that big body in the red zone. In a sense, he could be that big body threat. So that's the question. Now he's a rookie. He's a young receiver. A young tight end receiver. So but when he was at Vanderbilt playing in the SEC, he did damage there. So the question is, can he replace A.J. Brown, big body? Overall, you're going to need multiple receivers and pass catchers to replace A.J. Brown, as opposed to them being an asset to him.
But if you look at all the receivers we have, we have all slot receivers. You know what I mean? We all have all slot receivers now. It's like, what are we doing? We're only going to throw 5 yards because we can't get down the field? Now they're saying Lemon can go. He can play. He don't have to play slot. He can, but that's not his game.
Well, do you have two tight ends?
Steven, his game is the physicality in the slot. That's where he's physical at. So it's and then you got a new offensive coordinator. This is not, and nobody's thinking about this, but you got also a new offensive coordinator. They never called a play in it ever. So has the Eagles ever learned?
And that's the thing, that these are all the things that come into play with this trade.
Without missing AJ Brown.
It affects. No, I agree with you. It impacts your offense greatly because he did more. Because here's the thing that I know, and I don't forget, my brother's an Eagles fan. and I've watched all of you guys. Y'all were talking about trading Jalen Hurts before A.J. Brown came to town.
Yes.
So he came to town and he helped the offense. So now, 4 years later, he's gone. So yeah, it's how is he going to impact the offense? So yes, I'm with you.
Hurt us.
It's going it could hurt you. Now you could spread teams out. You could use your tight ends. Look, here's the other thing. You can go double tight ends. You can play 12 personnel.
Yes.
And how are teams now? Are teams going to bring in a nickel, or are they going to bring in another linebacker? That also helps your run game because Blaze is making a great point. Saquon Barkley is going to have to stand up and run the football.
Yeah,
run the football. Like we get so pass happy.
How is he going to call the run play?
Yes,
for Saquon Barkley. Are they going to just say, "Hey, run up the middle"? Or are you going to run on the end?
And that's where things get different. So,
but we had this is the third offensive coordinator, coach. The third one that never called plays ever. Third one. Like, okay, you had Jalen Hurts, his daddy's best friend. You had milking cookies with him. He couldn't call a play to save his ass. We got rid of him. Then we had Nick Sirianni brings his buddy in. Nobody likes him. He can't call plays. And then what do you have now? You know what I mean? You got a guy, and I call him the Sandman because he looks like the villain from damn Spider-Man that never called plays before. Like, why do we get a guy that don't know how to call a goddamn play? And you know what they said? Oh, he's the next Andy Reid.
Well,
Andy Reid called plays.
Screaming Paranormal said Mannion is a run-first offense. So I don't know because you're saying now if you're saying he believes in the run, but he's never called plays.
He never called plays.
We're going to see, and it would be stupid to get rid of Hurts. So we'll see. It's going to be interesting in the NFC East, which, we were just talking about Hurts and everything, which my next question.
Out that they were going to get rid of Jalen Hurts over A.J. Brown. Is this why in Philly we always got to have a fight with our quarterback and our number one wide receiver?
Well, let me ask you this, because this was perfect because it was going into my next question. Who faces more pressure, Nick Sirianni or Jalen Hurts?
That is a good question. Because Jalen Hurts can't throw for 4,000 yards. He has never done it. But I think it's going to be on Nick Sirianni because of Jalen Hurts getting paid all that money. So I think it's going to be on Nick because the way he acts towards the fans and all that. So I think it's going to be on Nick. But to me, Jalen Hurts don't throw for 4,000 yards. He's not the only quarterback that won you a Super Bowl either. I know everybody's like, oh, he won you a Super Bowl. We won a Super Bowl with a backup quarterback in Nick Foles. You know what I mean? So he's not the only one. But I believe I'm going to say it's going to be the coach that's going to be fired if we don't make the playoffs and do good.
I didn't say fired. I said faces more pressure. To me, it's different. And I agree with you.
He faces more pressure.
Yes, it is Sirianni, but I will say right behind him, it is Jalen Hurts, but I will say Sirianni faces because everything you guys are talking about, losing A.J. Brown. How do you and your offensive staff figure out how to replace his production and what he brings to the football field with opposing defenses? Jalen Hurts,
blaming the offensive coordinator without getting some criticism.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, but it's not 4,000 though, Blaze.
Yeah.
Everybody else is throwing 4,000 yards. He's not. He's not throwing 4,000 and one.
You use the 4,000 as a baseline.
4,100. They're 42, 45. I'm like, here we go. Like 38. All right. I guess you're going to say that's 4,000.
Mm-hmm.
It's not 4,000. I mean, 4,000 is 4,000.
And he says, I think Nick may be in the hot seat either way.
I
If
do
they
think
really
so,
do
Jerry.
well,
I do.
they may not want to cut Mannion loose. So, I get it. Hurts. So, look, it's going to be interesting again. Plus, with everyone else in the league, I mean, in the division, you know, you're going to be seeing teams. It's not going to be a cupcake in a sense.
Right.
So, and Mitch says, what about 3,969? Here we go with the 69. So,
Yeah.
what's up, Cool Cat? Thanks for tapping in,
Kitty
bro.
Cat's in the building. What's up, Kitty Cat? I haven't
So,
seen you in a while,
I
buddy.
get Hertz isn't a high value. I get it. Just no, we get it. We get it.
Yeah.
We get it.
But I'm just saying, if everybody looks at, if you're all looking at all the quarterbacks and saying Jalen Hurts is not what top 10, I'm saying, or a top 15, it's because he don't throw for over 4,000 yards.
But here's the thing: your offense isn't based on that, because if Saquon Barkley is getting you 1,500 yards, you don't need it. You don't need him to throw for 4,000 yards. To be honest with you,
the problem is that's why his stats and people rank him lower.
No, exactly, Blaze. You know, the run. If you put the run and sense into, you know, with play action and what you call said it earlier.
Yes, if you do the run and it opens up the pass.
And he also said,
find out what this,
here's the thing:
what the offensive coordinator is going to do.
Here's the thing: when a quarterback plays under the center, and he has to turn his back to the defense, and either give it to the running back or act like he's giving it to the running back. Guess what that does for the linebackers? The linebackers automatically step up. Yep. They're going to read the line action and they're going to step up. Now you can get tight ends behind the linebackers. You can get receivers coming in right behind the linebackers. You can run certain flood concepts if they're playing zone, whatever the case may be.
Jalen Hurts don't do that.
Well, he's going to have to adapt. That's the thing I will say that he has to do.
That. Like you're adding something to his game that he don't do good.
That's where, look, I understand he hasn't done it in the past, but I'm sorry, isn't he a son of a football coach?
I'm with you.
So to say he can't do something, I'm like, maybe your other coordinators just never asked him to do it, but it's not hard to come under the center, take the snap, turn around, put the football out, whether you give it to him or you pull it, because you know that it's going to influence the linebackers and maybe a strong safety. So again, to say he can't do it,
I'm with you. He's a quarterback. He's the son of a quarterback coach. He should be able to do it.
No, Mitch,
but he don't. He don't do it.
No, I get it, Mitch. You know, everything has to fall into play. Everything. That's why I said initially, you know, it's going to be interesting with the division, because with the Cowboys, what they've done defensively, you know what they can do offensively. The Giants, we're going to see if they can step it up. The expectation is they are able to. So we're going to see. So I just saw Hurts is going under center this year mostly. Good luck with that. That just because he didn't do exactly doesn't mean he can't. So, but we're going to close it right there in terms of the Eagles, and I'm going to move on to the next subject matter. So the Giants brought back Odell Beckham Jr. So will he make? First of all, will he make the team, and what type of impact will he have to the Giants? And I'm going to start with this because will he make the team? That's up for debate. We have to see, but more than likely he is, because Neighbors is hurt, and we don't know if he's going to be back until mid-October. And Darius Slayton right now is dealing with an injury. So he may not be back until the start of training camp. We don't know. We're waiting to see. So, yeah, you signed him, Juju Smith-Schuster, Barrios. You lost whatchamacallit, as the punt returner, Olszewski. So Barrios more than likely is going to be the punt returner and that filling wide receiver. Do I think Beckham's going to make the team? I put it at about 60 to 65% that he makes the team. Even if you just bring him in as a veteran leader. You know, we brought in Fields, we drafted him. So we're going to see, but I think he is. And this is going to be a run-based team, a run-first team for the Giants. So he can help there. And guess what? Even if he can catch a slant and get you a first down along the way, we'll see. So, but now as far as an impact, do I think he's going to get 1,000 yards? No. Do I think he can get anywhere from 300 to 500 yards, depending on the targets and how the season starts? Yes. You know, and if he does that, fine. If he gets you 300 and probably get you 2 or 3 touchdowns on the season, okay. I'm not expecting Odell Beckham Jr. to be Odell Beckham Jr. I'm just not. But I'm hoping that, you know what, he still has something left in the tank. And when Neighbors come back, he adds on to what we already have. So what's your thoughts, Halftime?
When I seen this, I did like my first thing was why. But then I was thinking about it and I'm like, is this just a like last year for him where he retires and he wants to retire as a Giant? So he wants to do the 1 year tour with the Giants, but also help the Giants out because, like you said, they're, you know, with Neighbors being out for a little bit. And it's just, you know, win-win because you're only getting them at you know, you're getting them on the cheap. So, but it's a retirement tour, or, you know, it could work out though. You never know.
No,
he
I
might
know.
still have something in the tank.
He's only 33. He's going to be 33 this year, I think. 33.
I mean,
now he was out of
Randy
football.
Moss that played old, and you had Jerry Rice that played old too. So
I know that. What do I think he's?
I'm not saying he's freaking Jerry Rice either.
Yeah, no, I know that. I think personally, with Neighbors' situation, seeing how he does this year, you know, you may get this year, you may squeeze one more year out of him, you know, and then, you know, we'll see where it goes from there. So the key is Neighbors, like Blaze said, you know, coming back from the injury, from the meniscus, the ACL, the damage that he did. It may take him until next year to come back around. So, yeah, he was limping around at the softball game, didn't look good. Yeah. But, again, he's still up and moving around. So, I'm not going to sit here and say Neighbors. Now, is he going to be the most dynamic receiver? That's left to be determined. But
it's like a retirement tour. Like,
I don't think it's a retirement tour. I think he wants to help the Giants because, you know, that's where he started. He wants to come home. Oops, sorry. Yeah. So, and, you know, if he can play 2 years and help this team, you know, and position us right, you know, if not compete on the highest of level, we'll see. I mean, we have to wait and see. You know, first of all, I think it's going to be about the run game. You know, the coaching staff.
Your run back got hurt, right?
Yeah, he has an ankle injury, but I mean, look, Giants fans were critical of him the other day because he also did a backflip at that baseball game. So he's going to be fine. It just comes down to, you know what, him staying healthy and then going from there. And I think with what they're trying to do with the offensive line is be physical, you know, which, you know,
I like that dude. That dude reminds me of like Mike Allstott. He's a friggin' beast.
No, he's a good young running back. I will say that. So, but you know what? I got to wait and see with him, you know, and everything with the new coaching staff, with the, you know, trying to fix this offensive line. What are we trying to do? I mean, it's still a work in progress. So, we're going to see. Tyler Hilton said, "What's up?"
What's up?
So,
How you doing?
that's all I wanted to touch on in terms of the Giants. In reference to that, the last thing we're going to talk about is the big one, the big trade.
What a blockbuster trade!
Yeah, so it totally shocked me. I can't lie to you. Yes, I think it definitely increased their chances of winning the Super Bowl. So my question is: are there any teams who can contend with the Rams for a championship?
Oh man, oh no, that's gonna be a great team. That's gonna be a great team. I mean, they're all in. You made that kind of trade, that they are all in. The Rams are just, I think they're gonna win it. Without.
So, do you think there's any teams in the NFC or the AFC? Do you think that the Seahawks and the 49ers can compete with them? Anybody in the NFC? The Eagles?
I do think the Seahawks can compete.
Okay.
I do think the Seahawks can compete. You know,
don't
get me wrong, but what they did when you just, they're all in. I think the Seahawks can compete. I think there's teams out there compete because you just don't know. Like, we could say, yeah, here it is, but you know, it's going to be. You just don't know if people are going to stay healthy. You don't know what is out there right now. If you're looking on paper, they're the best, but that's on paper.
No, exactly.
You got to play the game. This is why everybody says you got to play the game. You just can't say, well, here on paper, we look great. We win. It don't happen like that.
No, I agree with you. So I do think the Myles Garrett trade helps them defensively with McDuffie on the back end at the cornerback, because that's another area that they needed to improve. So it does help them. We know what they can do offensively, so as long as Stafford stays healthy, because to me, he's the key to everything. Stafford has to stay healthy. His back can't act up. So, but yes, it enhanced their chance of winning the Super Bowl. And I'm going to say this. Here's the last question. If Aaron Donald comes out of retirement to play, I'm sorry, that's going to take it to another level. And he's been working out. So,
wow, I wasn't even thinking about that.
Yes. So if he depends on whether or not
then it's over. Then it's just over. That would be a defense to be reckoning with.
Yeah, exactly, Mitch. That's why he's there in that lower right-hand corner. If you see it right there. So, I take there will be a surprise in the NFC to take that side this year. See, it was a surprise. Then that's the parity we have. Exactly. That's it. So I will just say this: if Aaron Donald comes out, I'm sorry, it changed. I know Aaron Donald's been going for a little bit, but he's still a beast of a dog of a player. He's still far and a bit. He may not be the best interior defensive lineman in the league, but he's far and away better than many of the other ones. So if he comes back with Garrett, I'm on the outside cooking on the hot dog roller, going through 32 out there. Hey, bro, enjoy yourself, man. Hope you guys are really doing it up. So, but again, for me, especially if they get Aaron Donald, not only is the championship a bust, but it's more. I will also say it's about that legacy of that team. And McVay, if they win it, I think he even walks away. Hot take. I think they walk away. I think he walks away.
Probably will.
That's me. So
because he's still young.
For the trade for yeah, I understand, Mitch. I understand. There's a lot of, but none of us look. Right now, they said it was about the Rams, and it was about who's the other one? I forgot who the other one was. That wanted to trade for him. It wasn't really about two teams. Aaron Donald is coming out of retirement. Aaron Donald is, but he's coming home to pick. Nah, bro, you're going to have to give up a lot because remember the Rams own his right.
He's still
So
a
you're going
Ram.
to have to trade for him. So would you have done the Garrett for Carter trade? Would you have traded for Garrett? Would you have given up Jalen Carter for Garrett?
I would have done it. I would have had to. I would have done it.
I would have hated it. I would have hated it if you did get him.
I would have done it. The reason why I would have done it, remember Jalen Carter spitting on what's called and
Dak Prescott.
It seems like on Dak Prescott, yeah. I would have done it because it seems like he's still young and he's immature. And Myles Garrett, I think, would have been a big piece. I would have done it. I would have done it because I think just on that, I think he's just still Carter's still immature and just not ready yet to take over like Garrett is.
Yeah, he would with his own helmet. We know that, but you know what?
Yeah.
The talent alone, Mitch, I'm sorry.
It was Rudolph.
Talent alone.
It was Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer he tried to hit. Leave him alone.
Look, you put Garrett on that defense with the Eagles.
He wasn't going to kill him. He just give him a little brain damage.
Had all but Carter, but what every Eagles fans wanted to do, spit on. Look, every NFC East team would have wanted to spit on him too. So there you have it. So, but we're gonna go ahead and get ready to get out of here. What do you got going on today, Halftime?
I got the Phillies game today.
All right, is it today and tomorrow you're streaming the game?
Yeah.
All right, so make sure you guys tap in.
Home.
Make sure you guys,
don't know what it's like.
You bite your tongue. Rudolph is one of my 4 crappy quarterbacks. Okay. Make sure you guys tap into halftime. The game is about 4:00, so he's gonna get himself together and then be out there. So I am actually streaming the New York Liberty and the Indiana Fever today in WNBA action. Big game. Caitlin Clark is coming to Brooklyn, so we're gonna see how things turn out. So, and then I'll be back to my normal routine Tuesday with the WNBA show. We got to change the name there. There's another thing behind it, as well as Heart of the City. So, as we get ready to get out of here, one last thing I would just want to do for halftime. Here you go, halftime.
I was 1 year off.
Yeah, you're 1 year off. So,
I would say this. I mean, think if the Knicks weren't injured last year, they would have done it.
Please. Yeah, we'll see. No, Leaf is not with me. Cave is. I'm going to tap into Leaf to see what he's doing because I had reached out, but I know he's busy. So, all right, Arku. So, but we're going to get out of here. So, halftime can prep and get ready. Appreciate everyone for being here. Make sure you guys rewatch this. Hit the like button. Sub up to the Hardcore Sports Network, the Aboriginal Sports Network. My man, Halftime, as well as myself, Coach Ed. Information is right there in the description. Phenomenal show. Glad to have you back here to do this. So appreciate you. I'm continue to pray for Mrs. Halftime, as well as the rest of the family, brother. You know I got nothing but love and respect for you. So,
Coach, thank you for all the behind the scenes, you just hanging out and talking with me, and it helps. It helps just to rant a little bit about just family stuff. You know how it goes.
Yeah, I know. Trust me. So appreciate all of you guys out there. Love and respect each and every last one of y'all. So enjoy your day. Mitch, have a good time on the beach. As Blaze said it, go get you a couple of Krabby Patties. But everyone be safe. Have a great one. And as we always say, what do you say when we get out of here at halftime?
Catch you guys on the rebound. Peace.
Peace.
gather round for the halftime chat. Old friends cracking jokes and talking stats. From life's little games to the greatest plays. Love and the stories from the old glory days. With Philly's heart and Coach's cheer, we break it down every moment, dear. Life is a team and we've got the plan. Sports, love, and laughter, that's who we am.